Welcome to FINA Aquatics World. In this month's program, we bring you all the highlights from the FINA World Swimming Championships. We sit down with Australia's Robert Hurley, and we follow the FINA Synchro World Trophy in Mexico. The USA Winter National Championships acted as a dress rehearsal for the American contingent aiming for the World Championships in Istanbul. The biggest star within the American team is, of course, Ryan Lochte, and the five-time Olympic champion was on site in Austin, Texas to fight for medals and to fine-hone his form ahead of the Worlds. As usual, Lochte participated in several races, and he secured a gold medal in the 200 yards individual medley.
Look at that, still only about a half a second off his own American record.
Austin Thompson, NCAA champion, the 400 IM, is in second. Austin Surhoff third.
Look, watch what he does on this last turn. Look how he travels forward coming out of the turn. That's what's so important. It's one thing to come off the wall fast, but it's another to travel forward at the speed he does. Wow.
Now Lochte comes in. Now, again, this is 2 months out of the water. All right. Yeah. And it's a second real competition since London, and he just put up the fastest time of the year.
By a second, a full second.
A good showing from Lochte, securing the victory in a time of 1:40.97, and more importantly, a promise of bigger things to come. Turkey's largest city, Istanbul, and the Sinan Erdem Dome played host to the 11th edition of the FINA World Swimming Championships. And judging from the stellar lineup, the competition promised to produce world-class races, and swimming fans around the world were not disappointed. The athlete who impressed the most in the Turkish metropolis was American Ryan Lochte. 2 years ago in Dubai, Lochte wrote history, claiming 7 medals. This time around, he did even better. Lochte set the tone already in the opening final of the championships, the 200-meter freestyle, in a fierce battle against Germany's Paul Biedermann.
Lochte coming down very, very strongly indeed. Lochte and Biedermann, the championship record holder. Biedermann finishing very strongly. Lochte and Biedermann. They went with the form book, and Dwyer of the United States takes the bronze medal.
Lochte managed to fight off a tough challenge from Biedermann to claim his first gold medal of the meet. His next title came in the 200-meter individual medley, and this time around, Lochte didn't settle for just a victory.
Absolutely sensational, just ahead. Look at that, he's just ahead of the world record now. And he's hits the wall. 1:49.63. And the world record has been taken apart by Ryan Lochte of the United States.
1:49.63, a new world record by Lochte, and the first sub-150 time in history. In the shorter medley event, Lochte set a new world record already in the semi-final with 50.71 seconds. And in the final, he didn't have to go as fast to claim victory.
And Toe is leading, and Lochte's really got to work out on Ryan. Lochte is coming into the lead now, and Lochte's going to take this one. It's just short of his own world record. It's going to be Lochte and Toe. It's terrific, and Bobal third, and Ryan Lochte gets the gold.
Lochte claimed his third individual gold medal in Istanbul. Adding to this, Lochte was part of the American relay squads, claiming a further 3 gold medals. For the 4th consecutive edition of the FINA World Swimming Championships 25-meter, Ryan Lochte was awarded the FINA Trophy for the best male swimmer after earning an unprecedented 8 medals. Lochte has now accumulated a total of 30 medals at these championships since his first appearance in Indianapolis in 2004. Another dominant in Istanbul was the Queen of the World Cup, Katinka Hosszu of Hungary. Just as Lochte did, Hosszu started her championship in the best possible way in the 200-meter butterfly.
Hosszu and Zhao of China with Low in third place. Hosszu and Zhao and Low in that, in some ways, the form book, and look at the time, a championship record.
2:02.20 by Hosszu, and a new championship record as she claimed her career's maiden 25-meter World Championships gold medal. Magyar top swimmer wanted more, and it came in the 100-meter individual medley.
And on the near side in the 6th lane, Hosu going well. And it's Hosu could come through Atkinson and Meliuti. It's very close indeed. And it was Hosu. Thought she was coming through quickly, and that's a second win in these championships for Hosu.
58.49 in her second championship record of the meet. Hosu claimed 5 medals during the championships, all individual, and she was awarded with the FINA Trophy for the best female swimmer. One race she didn't manage to win was the 400-meter individual medley. Instead, the battle for gold stood between Hannah Miley of Great Britain and London Olympic sensation Yi Xiaowen of China.
Now, is she going to catch her? She's closing her down, and the stroke rate is going up, but Miley's hanging on at the moment. It's very, very close. Who's got the touch? Miley got it. Brilliant swim. She's beaten the double Olympic champion.
Gold for Miley in a new championship record, and revenge for the Briton in the event after ending up in 5th place at the London Olympics. We'll be back with more World Championships action later on in the show.
The FINA World Trophy is the most prestigious annual event on the synchronized swimming calendar. The disciplines include solos, duets, teams, and combination in an event that has been staged every year since 2006. Mexico City and the Mexican Olympic Sports Center provided the backdrop for the latest edition, and all stars within the sport were present. Asia has moved forward significantly in the last few years, and they dominated the first event of the competition, the Synchro Highlight Routine, with China and Japan fighting for the top spot even though they were showcasing very different styles. The gold went to China with an impressive 95.788 points ahead of Japan and Ukraine. In the thematic duet, where the teams are invited to focus on the local culture of the host country, the home athletes impressed with a 4th place finish, gaining 93.35 points. But they were no match against China's twin duo Wen Wen and Ting Ting Ji Young. 95.125, the score for the Jiang twins, and China's 2nd straight gold medal of the competition was a fact. Ukraine claimed silver, and the bronze went to Canada. The thematic team competition saw a 3rd gold medal going to the Middle Kingdom, revealing their continuing rise in the sport at the moment. .338, the score for China there. Japan claimed another silver medal, and the 3rd spot went to the Ukraine after this dynamic display. Moving on in the competition, the last final of the meet was the free combination, and once again, China showed their class. A magnificent performance by the Chinese team, and China managed to win all 4 finals here in Mexico City. Silver to Japan and bronze to Ukraine. 4th place to Canada. Looking at the overall performances, we naturally find China on top with 384.625 points. Japan and Ukraine also stood out with solid performances throughout the 3 days of competition. We finish our coverage from the Mexican Olympic Sports Center by looking at some of the solo exhibition routines.
Y algo más que eso, me sorbita el seso y me desciende el peso de este cuerpecito mío que se ha convertido en río, de este cuerpecito mío que se ha convertido en río. Ahora que todo sea perfecto.
Coming up after the break, we continue our coverage from the FINA World Swimming Championships. We bring you the latest news and updates. And we meet up with top performing Robert Hurley. Welcome back. In part 2 of FINA Aquatics World, we meet up with Aussie swimmer Robert Hurley. The FINA Athletes of the Year have been announced, but first we head back to Istanbul for the FINA World Swimming Championships. It's time to return to Turkey in the Sinan Erdem Dome for the FINA World Swimming Championships. We've already seen strong performances from Ryan Lochte and Katinka Hosu, but there were others who impressed in Istanbul as well. Ruta Melituti caused a sensation when winning Olympic gold in London at the tender age of 15, but she has proven on several occasions since that her Olympic performance was no coincidence. Here she confirmed her status as a sprint queen on the breaststroke side.
Home straight again. Look at Atkinson go on the near side. Melituti and Atkinson. Melituti, I think, is just forging ahead as they approach the final stages of the race. And Melituti, I think, in lane 4, it's going to be very close to Atkinson. A good swim by Atkinson to get silver behind the Olympic 100 breast champion. So that was a very good swim indeed. Atkinson and Melituti, these two. And it really is a battle to the line between them. Now look at this, these two going through and right in the middle there. is Pedersen, and look at that. That's a terrific one from Eljute, her second gold. And Atkinson in second, a championship record there. Wow, what a way to start.
2 gold medals for the young Lithuanian in Istanbul, and her already impressive medal cabinet is sure to grow even further in the future. In our previous coverage, we saw that Germany's Paul Biedermann had to yield to Ryan Lochte in the 200-metre freestyle final by the smallest of margins. In the double distance, he was in control.
Yeah, Biedermann's a flyer, isn't he? Look at this, accelerating down the line, and Biedermann coming through like a train, an absolute train. And Howe's going to be beaten, I think. He is indeed. Oh, look at that. Biedermann from Howe and Gleisner. Wow, what about that? Howe wouldn't have seen Biedermann. Biedermann wouldn't have seen Howe, but Howe was working off Klee and Gleisner, that's for sure.
China's Hao Yun, the runner-up, but the gold went to Biedermann, who thereby defended his title from Dubai 2 years ago. Australia's Robert Hurley showed his class in Istanbul. He secured 2 relay medals and claimed 1 individual gold medal.
This is going to be a very tight finish indeed. Now, has anyone gone out ahead? It looks like Donitz could have. Donitz and Robert Hurley. Hurley and Donitz, these two, Hurley and Donitz. Who's got it? Who's got it? Hurley's got it. Yes, he did get it. I thought he had. Hurley from Donitz in third, and Grievers on the near side gets second. That was a terrific swim. It looked to me as though he just got it, but and he had. That was terrific.
A strong showing from Hurley, winning his first ever World Championship gold medal. We met up with a 24-year-old Australian ahead of the championships.
'24-year-old Australian swimmer Robert Hurley has had an impressive, if somewhat uneven, career so far. With highs such as a 2008 world record in the short course 50-meter backstroke, standing in stark contrast to the disappointment of not being included in the 2012 Olympic squad. The young Australian seems to have found his form and is again performing to his full potential. Hurley has been swimming since he was 7 years old. Looking back towards the early days of his swimming career, he easily pinpoints the exact moment he fell in love with the sport.
For the generation of swimmers now that are around that 20 to 25 years old in Australia, everyone kind of pinpoints the Sydney Olympics as their motivation to being an elite swimmer. Everyone remembers the world records that Ian Thorpe broke. And everyone remembers the 4x100 freestyle relay where the Australian team came over the top of the Americans. And that's just really motivated everyone to kind of, you know, have their own part of Olympic history, I guess.
Hurley grew up idolizing the likes of fellow Aussies Ian Thorpe, Kieran Perkins, and Grant Hackett, all Olympic gold medalists, and he still dreams of following in their footsteps. Instead of being disillusioned after not making the Australian team for London 2012, he is now even more motivated to demonstrate his skill.
Most of the Australian contingent that's here, we're kind of the swimmers who narrowly missed out on Olympic selection. So I guess in that regards, there's not any pressure on us as you know, Olympic swimmers to perform really well. We've kind of been just training hard, kind of going under the radar and wanting to perform well in the Olympic year to kind of prove that we are still, you know, very good international swimmers. So there's a lot of us, Kenneth Toe swimming really well here, and myself, we kind of want to prove that we belong at the top level competing on the international stage, even though we weren't in London this year.
This attitude is reflected in the results that Hurley is now achieving. On the Doha World Cup stop in October of last year, he won a double gold in the 100-meter backstroke and 400-meter freestyle. The recipe for success seems to be finding the stroke and course length that match his physique and complement his strengths as a swimmer.
I've had a lot more success in short course. I guess for me, my underwater work from the turns and the start is a huge advantage. So in short course, obviously it's twice the number of laps and twice the number of turns. So for someone like me, it's twice the advantage. So it works really well, but I've been focusing on freestyle, distance freestyle the last couple of years in the long course pool. But I'm going to change my focus into backstroke now. So I'm swimming well short course backstroke, and I want to convert that into long course backstroke next season.
Even though he is again achieving notable results in the pool, Hurley is not focusing on the 2016 Rio Olympics, choosing instead to enjoy the moment and all the perks that come with living the life of a professional swimmer.
I narrowly missed out on Olympic selection earlier this year, and that was pretty hard to get over, and you know, it was hard to get motivated again. So I just kind of put my goals down to I want to travel the world and meet people and race at fun competitions. So for the next few years, that's kind of what I'm going to stick to. Just racing on the World Cup Tour, racing on the Man Nostrum Tour, travelling and training overseas as much as I can, and just enjoying being an elite swimmer for what it is.
We're back in Istanbul in the FINA World Swimming Championships. Russia's Vladimir Morozov was in focus during the sprint freestyle disciplines, claiming both the 50 and 100-metre events.
Morozov it has at the moment. In lane 5, Morozov is going to take this. He looks quick. He's going to the wall. Morozov, I'm sure. Morozov gets it. Maladou in second place. Ervin in third. Now then, that has got to be quick. What a swim indeed. Morozov from the 5th lane from Russia. The world record stands at 44.94, and Morozov is absolutely flying. Next to him is Dotto of Italy, but the rest are way down at the moment. Let's look at this. He's just outside according to this. 44.94 is the one, and he's just outside, but Morozov gets the title. Desonga gets the silver. Lagunov gets the bronze.
2 gold medals for Morozov, who was also part of the Russian team, finishing second in the 4x100 medley relay. The Danish women won the 4x100 medley event in impressive fashion.
Still Denmark. United States coming into second place along with Australia. It's very tight for second place here. Australia into second place at the moment, and that's Denmark, Australia and the USA in that order.
Gold to Denmark, and part of that Danish team was Rikke Pedersen, who continued to impress in the 200-metre breaststroke final.
And Sogar, unless Sogar's got a real chase over the last two, but Pedersen is going to come away with this one. Pedersen from Sogar. Pedersen gets it. Sogar gets the silver. The championship record beats the Rebecca Soni record of 2:16.39.
2 gold medals for Pedersen, and the 23-year-old also claimed a bronze medal in the 100-metre breaststroke final. USA was the most successful nation, with Lochte, of course, contributing a great deal to their medal haul. But the entire team performed strongly throughout the week. Matt Grevers won the 100-metre breaststroke.
Now then, who's got the power? Who's got the strength? Guido comes out of the water first, and Donets looks good. Donets has got the lead at the moment in lane 4. Donets, I think, is going to get this. He's going to get it quite well indeed. And Grevers, I think, maybe second. Oh, Grevers has given it. It must have been on the touch then. Well, that was technique at the end. It had to be technique because Donets looked absolutely clear to take that.
Alison Schmidt claimed gold in the 200-metre freestyle.
And Alison Schmidt, a dominant piece of swimming here, and really, Hossu's coming through very strongly for a silver medal, and let's have a look. Schmidt gets it. Yes, Hossu got the silver, Costa Schmidt got the bronze, but that was all Alison Schmidt.
And finally, Olivia Smoliga could climb to the top of the podium following her victory in the 100-metre backstroke.
Well, she's going very well and got a very good lead here. Smoliga on the far side. Smoliga right at the top of the picture is attacking. It's going to be very close indeed. Lane 1 of Smoliga could well get it. Smoliga gets it from Nielsen and Baumtrova. Smoliga was always there or thereabouts, I have to say, but she got it. She was the 7th fastest qualifier, but what a way to finish, 56.64.
In total, Team USA claimed 27 medals, out of which 11 were of the highest denomination, which was more than enough to top the medal table. Other nations with a good showing in Istanbul included China, Hungary, Denmark and Russia. 25 different nations could boast a medalist at the championships, showing the depth within the swimming community. For the 3rd consecutive time, FINA has selected the female and male athletes of the year in its 5 aquatic disciplines. After collecting the votes from the 202 national member federations, media and aquatic experts, and in conjunction with the FINA Aquatics World magazine, the FINA athletes of 2012 are: in swimming, the American duo Michael Phelps and Missy Franklin for their outstanding efforts during the London Olympics. Russia's Ilya Zakharov and China's Wu Minxie claimed the diving awards following their Olympic gold medals in the 3-meter springboard. Both Josip Pavic of Croatia and USA's Maggie Steffens were part of teams that won Olympic and Silver League gold medals, which secured them water polo honors. Russia's Natalia Ishchenko won Olympic gold in both the duet and team, which made her the standout in the world of synchronized swimming. And finally, the open water swimming, where the top athletes were the Olympic winners, Osama Malouli of Tunisia and Hungary's Iva Hristov. That's it for this episode. We'll be back in a month's time with more aquatics action. Until then, thanks for watching and bye for now.